Well, I totally agree. I totally agree with you. And I think I've said this before is where, Black women are not taught to be wise. We're not taught about our men. And I had this conversation earlier. Shout out to Obsidian. If you don't know who he is in the Black Manosphere, you are losing. I read an article that he did on the Negro Manosphere, and it had me really thinking that Black women do not know the Black man. It's been 60 years since we've really been honestly separated from them, and we don't know what they want.
Mm.
And so when we look at, when people say, what do you bring to the table? It's so delusional with women because we don't want for men to want us for our bodies or sex, but then we are like, oh, well, what I bring to the table, I got good vagina. And so it's such a disconnect. And then we look at Black men as if all they want is sex because that's all we say that we bring. But then when we bring it, we get mad that they all want,
that's just all they want.
And when I look at it, and it's like, man, Black women are looking at Black men as just sexual objects. And I look at America, and the society looks at them the same way. So we're, as Black women that should be for our Black men, are not looking at them as, the leaders. We're looking at them as everybody else is looking at them.
Yeah.
And they're seeing it, and their men are not dumb. Of course, the society will have you believe men are dumb and they're just so simple. I mean, they have some simplicities with them, like they want to, be home and have peace. That's pretty simplistic. But their needs and what they want to be catered to is not as simple as just sex. Like they deserve and need more, but we're not giving that to them.
Yeah.
And so I kind of, not that it was an epiphany, but I'm just kind of thinking, I was like, well, where is the disconnect as far as with the women's part? And it's because we don't know them. And we're not taking the time out to get to know them. We're just assuming they want this because we see it, on TV, or we see the thought box and we're like, oh, they must want them because they're giving them a million likes.
Right.
But it's not. It's a like doesn't mean that's what they want to take home. They want to marry. And so we have to, as women, get to know our men. And getting to know them, it has to allot respect. You don't respect people that you hardly know. So we do have to get to know them. So
yeah.
All right.
And I want to say that starts at home as well, because I don't know why I see a trend of I be on TikTok sometimes, and I see a trend of like young women who are making jokes about not speaking to their fathers. It's like it's a particular sound going around where a lot of them are doing it. But it's like, it's sad that so many of our young women feel like that, like truly. And even I can relate. I've been through that phase where I was like, I'm not talking, I'm not fucking with them, whatever, it is what it is. Until I realized, how important that is for my growth, and for me as a person, but also just for me to have as a basic level of how to treat men and how to respect them and how to understand. That's what my source is, my father, so and my brothers, what I'm saying? So, but a lot of women, we have that disconnect. As young women, we have a disconnect with our fathers, so we have to get on that, and I understand that a lot of our fathers, it's sad because I know a lot of brothers who actually try, and it's really just a resentment thing because they've gone so long being so mad for whatever reasons. Your mother was programming you moved, whatever the case may be. But a lot of the times it can be resolved if you try to mend that relationships, which a lot of us are being very stubborn about. Okay, so we should be more willing to talk to our men, not only our fathers, but the other men in our family for sure. Because those are, if you're not respecting them, how you gonna respect another man, honestly?
Yeah.
Well, I totally agree. Let me play another clip for him. He's still got a little more to say. And again, like I said, he wasn't speaking anything but facts to me. And this is 3 years ago, so it's not necessarily a new clip, but I enjoy this guy content. So let's go. And his link, it's in the link also in the description if you want to watch the whole thing. So let's check him out.
And then all of a sudden he started, and if a black man is constantly rejected by black women when he's young, what that says to him subconsciously is, oh, these women don't want me. all of a sudden, that white woman who might not have the same body build as that sister, but she's more pleasant and she's at least showing some interest, starts to look real good. And as an aside, many white women hitting the gym and hitting those squat racks. So that advantage that sisters had is disappearing quickly, you know. Or I've known many brothers who dealt with Asian women. They weren't getting any love even from American white women or something, or, you know, but they get some Asian women. Basically, men are going to go where they're celebrated.
What do you think? Men are going to go where they're celebrated.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Absolutely. And it's sad because, you know, you see on the manosphere, you can get caught up in social media with the amount of brothers who talk about black women and, you know, talk about even divesting or going their own way, black men going their own way. But when I talk to brothers in real life, like a lot of them are really willing to work with us. A lot of them are willing to meet us halfway. You know, so it's so sad when I talk to sisters and they're not even trying or not even, you know, giving a little bit, just giving a bit to try to hold themselves accountable or see the other perspective. You know, it kills me because a lot of these brothers are trying, you know, and the ones that I don't, I can't. It's like we can call them, you know, coons or bastards, cowards, whatever. You can go down a list of insults if you want to, but that's coming from real experiences. You know, it's coming from real life things that happen from their mothers, from their sisters, from their aunties, from their co-workers, you know. So this is not things that they're just getting made up. It's not a whole group of men who just is making stuff up, you know, and talking about going their own way. These are real, this is traumatic things really that they're dealing with. And they're like, hell no, y'all can't even admit to that. Why am I here? Why am I here when Mei Ling is like, hey, I got some chopsticks and white rice for you. What's up? Come get it. Y'all got to wait on the hot plate for you. Why am I waiting around for this fried chicken? What am I waiting around for? Keisha at the club, she wanna work an extra hour at work. She trying to level up on her job. She got 2 other kids by another dude. I mean, come on. What am I waiting on Keisha for? You know, so I understand that I cannot, you know, go too hard on those type of brothers because it's real. Like I've seen some of these women out here, like the problem is real, you know. So yeah, they go where they celebrate it as they should, you know. But hopefully, please stay here, please. We need you.
Right.
We still celebrating this, please.
And so this brings me to, you know, again, trying to find a resolve. So as Black women, what is it that you think? And I'm going to give some men because I want to hear what they think as well, because it's important. How do we start it? Because we haven't been celebrating them. And I hate to say it, you know, and I'm not going to speak about every woman because nothing is absolute. But as far as in general and what I see, and even, you know, things that I've partaked in, you know, we haven't been respecting them as we should have.